Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and the purpose of taking this e-bike ride was to show folks the dirt roads that we have around here, and they're more interesting than going down a paved road, which I think everybody would agree to. So I started out, and this was, early morning, and the sun was at an angle, of course, because it gets too warm during the day to do much outside. So this is the wreck that I had, the crash that I had, and that's going to be coming up soon. And so I thought I'd share it with you. And I've had people tell me that, you're too old to be doing this kind of stuff. And then they tell me I need to wear a helmet. All kinds of things are telling me I'm not paying a whole lot of attention. So, well, as we go along here, I'll tell you how it went. As you can see, there's from all the rain we had, there are ruts every once in a while in the road. And if you get your tire in one of those ruts, it's really hard to get out of it unless you're going real slow. And so I don't like to go too slow, so I'm going along, and you can see the shadows of them here. So what happened is when I got down to the end of this road and I made a left, so that by the way, when I crashed, I guess my camera got messed up and left out part of the video I made, because every 5 minutes it starts a new section, and the middle section got lost. So I can't show you some of the things that I was going to show you. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because here I'm going along, and I turned so that the sun was at my back, and as you can see, the shadows are really nice when they're on the right, but when on the back, when they're coming from the back, you can't see the ruts coming up, and that's what happened. And I crashed, period, and I crashed into the berm right next to the canal, so it could have been a lot worse than it turned out being. But what happened, as soon as I crashed, of course my head hit the bar that comes up from the front wheel, and that's what put the cut in it. And then of course when I crashed, you'll hear I just laid there and moaned for a while, because I tried to move, and my right arm was fine, but my left arm had been dislocated. This is kind of what it looks like. And if you notice the round socket that the shoulder fits into, well, my bone got shoved out of that, and that's if you've ever had a dislocation of the shoulder, you know that it's very intense pain. So anyway, when I crashed, I started to get up, and I realized that my left arm was not working, and the bike was laying on its right side, and there was blood dripping down. So what I did was I got up off of the bike, and there was a berm on the left side of the road from me. Now here we go down here, and there was a berm over on the left side, so I went over and I sat down on that berm and waited until the blood stopped dripping out of my forehead, which it wasn't really bad, but it was dripping blood lots of places. So I waited for that, and then I thought, I can't sit here for long. I got to get to the ER, because something's definitely wrong. At that point in time, I wasn't sure, and I thought maybe I dislocated my shoulder, but I wasn't sure. So I got up and walked over to the bike, and all of a sudden I realized, no, I got to go sit down again, because I was in shock. My body was shaking. So I sat down and just kind of let myself cool down or settle down, and I decided that I can't just sit there all day, because nobody's going to come by this road. This is an unused road, and so I got to get home. So I I got up, and of course my elbow worked on my left arm, and my hand worked, but my shoulder was just hanging there in pain. I mean, excruciating pain. So I managed to get over on the right side of the bike, and picked up both handlebars, and was able to lift the bike up. And then it was headed up the berm, and so as soon as I got it lifted up, I had to back it down off of the berm, and then I had to be real careful, hold on to the seat, and walk around to the left side because I always get on the left side with the kickstand down. And so get ready. Here we're coming up close. There it is, right there. All right, now let's take a look at it in slow motion, and you'll see that there's a rut there, and my wheel got stuck in it, and I tried to get out of it, and it wouldn't come out, and then my steering wheel or my handlebars started going back and forth, and finally I slid off the back. I was trying to put my feet down, and I came crashing around, and I landed on top of the bike, and my head hit that bar coming up there, and of course now here it is again in full speed, and you can see. All right, now I'm going to let you sit and listen here for a minute or so to the groans and moans that I was having, because I was hurting so bad. And I'll just let you listen to that for a second. I was trying to get up, and I couldn't move at this point in time. And then finally I decided I better turn off my camera, because it's just sitting there recording for nothing, and I should have left it on, but I didn't. And so I was laying there, and I decided I'd turn off the camera, and then that's when I decided I would go ahead, and you'll notice I'm pretty shaky, I would go ahead and go sit on the other side of the berm. Now let's take a look at this, because I'll show you the point where I actually crashed. Now we're coming up along the road, the canal road, vertically from where I took off with the green arrows, and then I made a left, which wasn't covered, and then you'll notice there's a red dot there, and that because my tracking program paused there, and so that's where I crashed. And I got up, and like I said, I got up, and then I had to go sit down, let the blood quit bleeding, and then I got up again, and I was still in shock, and I thought, I got to get home, I got to get out of here, nobody's going to come by here. So I carefully got on my bike, and with both hands on the handlebar, and my shoulder in pain, I backed it down off of the berm, aimed it down the road, and fortunately I have a throttle on my e-bike. And I thought, man, I got to start out without crashing. So I started out, and I had to go, every time I'd hit a bump on the road, it was painful. So as you can see, I went by the 2-mile mark, and then I came to a nice paved sidewalk. And so then I came down the paved sidewalk and into the housing development, which is all paved. Came around over there, and then I came down and got on the dirt road that goes along the canal. That's what I had just come up, and went clear down to the bottom down there where the red dots are, and came limping in to where my wife was. And so then you can see the green lines that go from right to left. That's where she was driving me to the hospital. And so got to the hospital. There were about 20 people in the ER room, emergency room, and I had to wait for over an hour sitting in a wheelchair with pain. And then they finally got me into a room, and I kept saying, painkiller. And they said, we can't do anything till the doctor looks at you. So anyway, as it turned out, I got a really good doctor. He got several pain shots, or several painkillers, one shot, and then he gave my shoulder some shots to numb it. After spending about 20 minutes pulling my arm around gently and gently and gently and getting it real loose, then he and a great big guy that was from the fire department helping out there, and 2 ladies on my right side and those guys on my left side, and believe it or not, they pulled real gentle, and they got that bone to snap right in place. And a funny thing, as soon as it snapped in place, all the pain went away. So now I'm going to be real careful from now on about how fast I go, and just be a lot more careful. I'm getting too old for this kind of stuff. All right, well, I want to thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.